The invention of electricity has been one of the most important developments in human history. It has transformed the way we live, work, and communicate. Two of the most famous inventors in this field were Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. While both of them were pioneers in the field of electricity, they had a bitter rivalry that lasted for many years. In this article, we will examine the history of this rivalry and explore the key moments that defined their confrontation. Early life of Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in Smiljan, Croatia. He showed an early interest in electricity and was fascinated by the works of Michael Faraday and James Clerk Maxwell. He moved to the United States in 1884 and began working for Thomas Edison at his laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey. Edison was already a successful inventor and had made significant contributions to the field of electricity. However, Tesla had a different approach to the subject and soon clashed with Edison over his ideas. Thomas Edison was born in 1847 in Milan, Ohio. He was interested in science from an early age and began experimenting with electricity when he was a teenager. He later became one of the most successful inventors of his time and is credited with developing the first commercially practical incandescent light bulb. Edison was also known for his aggressive business tactics and was always looking for ways to gain an advantage over his competitors. The War of the Currents. One of the most famous confrontations between Tesla and Edison was the War of the Currents. This was a battle over which type of electrical current would become the standard for the distribution of electricity. Edison was a proponent of direct current, DC, which was already being used in many cities across the United States. However, Tesla believed that alternating current, AC, was a more efficient and safer method of transmitting electricity over long distances. In 1888, Tesla developed a motor that ran on AC power, which he demonstrated to George Westinghouse. Westinghouse was impressed with the technology and soon became Tesla's primary financial backer. This led to a confrontation with Edison, who began a campaign to discredit AC power and promote his own DC technology. Edison even went so far as to publicly electrocute animals with AC power to demonstrate its supposed dangers. The battle between AC and DC power continued for several years, with each side trying to gain an advantage in the marketplace. Eventually, AC power became the standard for the distribution of electricity, thanks in large part to the efforts of Tesla and Westinghouse. The invention of the Tesla coil. Another key moment in the confrontation between Tesla and Edison was the invention of the Tesla coil. This was a device that could generate high-voltage, low-current electricity, which was ideal for experiments in wireless communication and radio transmission. Tesla developed the coil in 1891 and demonstrated it to the American Institute of Electrical Engineers the following year. Edison was skeptical of the Tesla coil and did not believe that it had any practical applications. However, Tesla was convinced that it could be used for wireless communication and began experimenting with ways to transmit signals over long distances. This eventually led to the development of the Tesla oscillator, which was an early precursor to the modern radio. The battle for the electric chair. One of the most bizarre chapters in the rivalry between Tesla and Edison was the battle for the electric chair. In the late 19th century, several states in the United States were considering the use of the electric chair as a more humane method of execution. Edison saw an opportunity to promote his DC technology by demonstrating that it was safer and more reliable than AC power.